Hello and welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB and I have been doing massive amounts of overtime for the last 2 days because my human-coded day job is a mess. I only have the smallest, rustiest teaspoon left over after all of that, so I bequeath it to you for the promised stream. Sorry if I sound flat, I'm just exhausted. Which is why I picked a fairly easy demo on Wednesday, because I knew I was going to feel bad. I just didn't think it was going to be this bad. Anyway, the demo's for a game called Tavern Talk Stories, Dreamwalker by Gentle Troll Entertainment. I've played the first Tavern Talk game and I really enjoyed it, though I understand that things are going to change up with a sort of a newish format. For one thing, the Tavern Keep is apparently getting a voice. Now, keep in mind, I am pretty serious about my voice actors, so on the one hand, I liked them not having one, because I could superimpose my voice onto the thing better, and I could feel like it was more me. But on the other hand, the voice actor will be Cyrus Nemati, which would be Ares, Dionysus, and Theseus in the Hades games, and almost all of the voices in Vampire Therapist, except for, like, Matt Mercer voicing a very kinky German dude. Don't ask. The game's right there to play if you want to, and they might still have the demo out, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm also not sure if the demo has a voiced Tavern Keeper, because I haven't seen an update that might have had them put the voices in. So I guess that's going to be one of the things we're going to find out, along with whether they've changed the mechanics of drink making or, making drinks according to what your customer needs. A bit like that High Times drug donut things, except making a little more sense. I think I referenced Tavern Talk a lot at the time. Anyway, let's find out how all this goes. Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. Clicky. Still being backed on Kickstarter. I should have a look at that at some point. Yes, no, I'm going to play the demo before I decide I want on the wish list. Stop wiggling at me. Yeah, just use your pronouns. That's nice. Greetings, traveler. I guess they don't have the voices yet. Traveler? Is that all I get? Greetings, old friend. It's good to see you. Likewise. I've been told you sell magical drinks to exhausted travelers. Could I have one? Slow down. First things first, mate. Wait, you're a customer now. I should watch my manners. My deepest apologies, Miss Mariam. When did you become so polite? Always have been. Must have forgotten. Anyhow, how about you go ahead and make me something to drink already? Alright, I'll indulge you. What can I get you? Let's see. Your menu's small, but enticing. How about a Voyager's Dream? Sounds nicely balanced. While a bit spiritual for my taste, it does remind me of you. Your head has always been up in the clouds. Feet on the ground, head in the clouds. It's a balance. And you seem to have kept it. Now, before you run off to make my drink, would you mind showing me what you've got going on back there? Well, let's see. I do always look and see what the tutorial's like. It's nice to see that the tutorial is optional. That's something that not a lot of games or even demos really do. So let's have a look and see what their tutorial's like. Wait, okay, first of all, we've got new setting. We didn't have an ocean view or a lighthouse in the last game. Nor did we have a seagull and a hat that's from... I don't even watch One Piece. I don't go here and I recognize that fucking hat. But we've still got the very shy, Blinky entity hiding in the box. Let's have a look and see what the tutorial's about. Beta version not indicative of final product. Are you scouting out the competition? Call it wizardly curiosity. Can't argue with that. Come on, I'll give you a tour. How's this for a drink mixing nook? Not too shabby. I like the personal touches. Thank you. I keep all my potions here, carefully guarded by Captain Bee-Bug. I don't think I had a Captain Bee-Bug. I had a little... I don't know if it was a baby dragon or what it was, but it was like a living garbage disposal. I'm gonna have to play Tavern Talk again. I missed that little critter. Do you think I could pet them? They always appreciate a good head scratch. Maybe after I'm done explaining. Alright, let's mix your potions then. Not so fast, Miss Know-It-All. Let's follow the proper steps. It's important to listen to what my patrons want. After all, I want to make sure they get what they asked for. But just in case I forget, I keep a detailed protocol in my log. And for days when I need a little extra help, Slinky summarizes my notes for me. Sorry, Slinky. Is Slinky the octopus? We shouldn't be having an octopus wander around the drink mixing nook. They're bonkers when they're bored. Sorry, Slinky? My lunar reef pygmy octopus. Yeah, there we go. They came in for an internship one day and never left. Very nice guy. Why am I interning octopi? Once I feel like I have a good idea of what my patron wants, I browse my recipes. How do you decide on the perfect one? By looking at their properties and descriptions to see which one would fit my guest's wishes best. Then I draw it on the board with my chalk. You have those on your menu? Not anymore. Since each recipe requires the right balance, we need to pay attention to its stats. Their strength, charisma, dexterity, intelligence, and defense. Did you go classic? Each potion influences one stat. No, my potions can influence several stats at once. They can add to them or subtract from them. Okay, that's a new mechanic, huh? For organizational purposes, I keep them in a special order on the shelf. The higher up a potion is, the more stats it influences at the same time. Next, I just take one and pour it into the mug. So that's how you pour them in. How else would I? Right. If I make a mistake, I can pour the faulty mix into Captain Bee-Bug's bucket. They love terrible potions. I'm sorry, I like the little... Okay, on one hand, I liked the little guy who used to eat my mistakes, but at least this way I don't have to feel bad when I get everything right. Because, like, it's not necessary to feed him. That makes one of us at least. Anything else you've got to keep in mind? I just have to remember to ring the bell once I'm done. Now sit back and relax while I make your drink. Just to make sure, you wanted a Voyager's Dream. Coming right up. Okay, so what we got? That's defense -1. So that one. Oops. Okay, so that's... Need to move... Okay, so I just need Dex up 1. No? No. Bugger. Double bugger. Okay. Trying to figure out what... Oh, wait. I know what I do. And minus one of you. A little more complex than the original. A dream of a drink, just for you. Let's see how sound your method really is. This is excellent. Inspiring enough for any dream. Thank you. Though if I may offer a suggestion, your drink mixing technique is certainly commendable. What are you getting at? I was experimenting with a new potion on the way here. I call it Sirius. It's a simple brew that enhances the physical abilities of the body. And, well, I suppose it reminds me of you and your whole astrology obsession. You should have it. I think it can offer a different take on this delicious drink of yours. This is wonderful, thank you. Don't mention it. It'll look good in your inventory. On that note, congratulations on opening your own tavern. Ah, so we're a different tavern keep. It's always been a dream of mine. I know, and I'm happy you went after it. Can't catch a dream if you don't chase it. Can't argue with that. So, are we competition now? Me and the great Mariam Alchemy Collective, I mean. Morea's most prestigious mage family and their famous Potion of Miracles. Versus Jay, Borkham's up-and-coming tavern keeper and their most delicious concoctions. Sounds like a battle for the ages, right? I think we might be occupying very different niches. Unless you're thinking about becoming a stuck-up mage who sells their diluted potions for marked-up prices, I think we're good. I'll think about it. Just kidding. I see this as you indulging my hobby. A very expensive hobby. They tend to be. I'd suggest a more profitable business model if you have the time. I'll think about it, Miss Mariam. You can drop the miss. We've known each other for what, almost 2 decades now? Quite a while. Long time to have been best friends. Long time indeed. Even longer after you abandoned me for 2 whole years. Oh, okay, that hits kind of closer to home than I would have thought. I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, I'm vague streaming. Anyway, I almost revoked your friend license. I was busy. You could have sent a postcard. I'm sorry. I just needed to get away after... I know. I lost her too. I'm just pulling your leg. I just missed you. I missed you too. How are the Gayfria treating you? I heard Twin Burrow is lovely this time of year. The local flora is in full bloom, which is beautiful. Postcard worthy, even. But unfortunately, the uptake in pollen seems to have increased the fluctuation in the delta's mana irregularities. Put simply, keeping everyone safe from the arcane anomalies roaming the city gets a bit rough this time of year. Something about the exposure to pollen shifts the creature's behavior and hunting patterns, and you're trying to figure out why. As is my position as a Gayfrian analyst. Good for you. Did the magical protectors of the city also sponsor your armor? It's rare to see wizards running around this suited up. I made it myself. Well, the Gafria blacksmiths made it, but I transmuted it. Made it impervious to lightning damage and gave it some absorbent properties. Sounds exciting. It is. Did you build this tavern yourself? Built it from the ground up. With some help, of course. Impressive. Did you mean to build that shelf so crooked? I thought it would add character. At least the people who got into a bar fight last month thought that way. I like that it's right by the sea and so close to home. You moved to Borkham just to have a view of Morea from your backyard. Well, what can I say? I'm sentimental. I thought about moving to Zenith for about half a day, but... I need to see what the feeling is about blueberry jam and jelly donuts. This is just... It's a D&D weekend, and it's having so many call-outs to various bits of my D&D, like, community. Our tiefling may have a thing for blueberry in general, the color blue in even more general, and in particular blueberry pie. I'm sure blueberry donuts are also in that category somewhere. I just can't deal with that. I think they taste quite good, actually. Nice change of pace. Oh, how you betray me yet again. Did you try some of their treacherous pastries on your way home? Plenty. I stopped by to pick up some incense I ordered, and the baker was right next door. He was very forthcoming about his assortment, as well as the town's gossip. I think I could write a cookbook interspersed with local tabloid articles at this rate. Anything you'd like to share? You know how much my patrons like gossip. Isn't it your job to keep their secrets to yourself? I have to make quests somehow. Yeah, fair enough. It was a whole lot of talking in circles and worrying about nothing. What stuck out the most was how worried he was about his niece's neighbor's son. Apparently the kid hasn't slept well in days and insists there's a monster hiding under his bed. What kind of monster? Not sure. Allegedly it has as many feet as a millipede and snores. Huh, fascinating. Do you think it's real? No. The baker also told me about a mysterious rogue allegedly going rogue in town. Stealing buttons, beads, bones. Rogue stealing buttons and beads. Fuck sake! Not the brave. You're 2 universes down. Go back over there somewhere. No, honey. The townsfolk have started locking their doors at night, but even that isn't preventing the robberies. I think the boy is scared and projecting his fears into his dreams, and under his bed. Not too bad of a theory. What did your investigation conclude, Gaffrey Mariam? Nothing. I didn't investigate. I considered it. The opportunity to study the potential beast or delusion sounded alluring, but I only had time to leave a charm against bad dreams with the baker. I was only passing through after all. I guess your jurisdiction doesn't extend to the mainland anyway. So what did bring you back here? Me, I hope. The Afterlight Solstice Festival. My parents are sponsoring it this year, and they asked for some help with the preparations. There's lots to do, and we only have half a month to do it all. Glad to hear they finally reached out. Yeah. But I'm surprised you took days off for it. I've always thought you weren't too fond of the event. Too loud, too dark, too people-y. I wasn't exactly in a position to refuse. It was Zara's favorite, so I guess this is their way of honoring her. Obsessing over anything that reminds them of her existence, needing to make it perfect in her memory. Any way to keep on living, I guess. Okay, I see how that wasn't easy to say no to. Not that I tried. Anyhow, will you come over for the celebration? Maybe. I might have to work. I suppose a day of festivities means good business for you. I'll make sure to send some guests your way. Oh, hello. Did I hear festivities? Who's throwing a party? And why am I not invited? You're supposed to have a hook or something there. I'm sorry, who are you? This is Una. She helps me with all my renovations and repairs, so I let her live upstairs for free. I see. Now the makeshift roof makes a lot more sense. No need to be intimidated by my DIY skills. You two know each other? For quite some time, yes. And you never introduced her to me, Jay? Here I thought we were so close. Even after I lost my hand while trying to fix your tavern's leaking stern. Please don't believe everything she says. Hey! You want to tell me you climbed all the way up there yourself to fix the leak? That's not... Never mind. To tell you the truth, I lost my arm while brawling with a two-headed sheep. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. See, this is the kind of weird I can get behind. Terrifying beast, really. Good thing there was a field of clovers nearby. Did you know they're absolutely crazy about clovers? Just in case you ever get into a hairy situation with some sheep. More of a woolly situation than a hairy situation, but you do you. Or should I say a woolly situation? Apparently some TV and movie reactors have this thing where if they guess what the character is going to say next, they take a drink. I have a feeling that with some of these I would... Well, first of all, I don't drink alcohol anyway, but if I did, I'd be on the floor by like 15 minutes in. So yes, or should I say a woolly situation. Yeah, that's an I hate that I'm laughing. I hate that I'm laughing. You know exactly why you let me stay here. Ugh, thinking about that sheep is really making me crave one of your drinks, though. Could you make me one? Why do sheep make you think of... Does it really matter? You got a drink for me or not? Sure. What may I concoct for you? Something that'll make me the lucky fool at the poker table over at the Squeaky Lobster, you feel me? And add in a bit of charisma, so no one will notice a thing. Notice what? If I elaborated on that, I'd have to get rid of you. In that case, I'd better see what charismatic brew I can concoct for you. Great rhyme! Now, Una didn't request a specific drink, but she did mention some attributes the drink should have. What did she say again? I should check my log for the specific keywords. Alright, now I need to browse my recipes for a drink that matches her request. And if I get lost, I can always ask Slinky for help. I've got this. Yeah, that's my charisma. Yeah, it's definitely not that. This inspiring message in a bottle is a perfect drink for any seasoned seafarer looking to win over their crewmates with nautical charm instead of brute force. Its hefty cinnamon spice is considered good luck in the Fisoan seas. One sip of this delicious drink is enough to fill you with hope for your future adventures. I hope you'll give it a try. Okay, so we're looking at charisma. So we're looking for 1 defense, 1 dex, and... Ooh, no, we definitely don't want that. Where's my charisma? Where's my charisma? Okay, well, there's my charisma. So let's see. We want 1 defense, and so we need 1 of you. Okay. Nope, but it's most definitely not that one. There we go. Season tides. Here you go. Let's see if this suits your taste. Delicious as always. Exactly what I wanted. The losers over at the Squeaky Lobster Poker Night may as well pack up now. So about you, oh so mysterious suited up woman. I know absolutely nothing about you. Only that you're besties with Jay. about you share a funny little anecdote with us, too? Or at least your name. I'm Gaffrey Mariam. You know, like the Mariam Alchemy Collective, the most famous potion brewery on Morea. No big deal at all. If you must mention it. There's a potion brewery on Morea? If you make it to Morea sometime, I'd be happy to give you a tour. Awesome! I'll put it on my Gaia bucket list. Adventurers have bucket lists? Why is it squeaky? Possibly because the Swedish chef is chasing it, and everything that the Swedish chef chases goes squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. I don't know. You're not from here, I take it? Nope. Straight out of the Astral Sea. People can usually tell immediately, but whatever. I'm here now. What a sweet gig. I suppose so. Any particular reason why you're exploring Gaia? I've heard wondrous things about the Astral Sea. It must have been difficult to leave it behind. Curiosity. I want to see every last bit of Gaia. Every blade of grass, every tree. Leave no stone unturned. For you, Gaia may be completely normal, but for astral folk like me, it's rare we get to see beyond the tides. So, now that I can, I've got to make the most of it. However I'm able to. They don't make as many manuals on adventuring as you'd think. And I'm getting tired of counting all the cracks and crevices in this wooden interior. I can hear you. I'm sorry, I didn't... It's alright. I'm hoping you'll see more of the world, too. I appreciate the company, though. And I appreciate a good old bar with a good view. But I'd like to see as much of Gaia as I can before I'd love to see the biannual astral star eclipse from a Gaian perspective. Allegedly, the best place to watch the eclipse is Varrica. But it's so far up north. Kinda out of reach for me currently. So until then, I'll just go on fun day trips and get into bar fights elsewhere. Speaking of bars, remember how I told you I'd do some industrial espionage for you over at the Lucky Knitter? Oh, sorry, we're doing industrial espionage? Rest well, Ethan. I don't remember asking for that. First of all, your tavern is still cooler. That's a relief. But even better, I roped the owner into a dice game. The bet, if I won, I'd get something extraordinary. If they won, I'd fix their broken void siphon. And I assume you won. Bingo! And I snatched quite the treasure for you. They said it was collecting dust in the glass cabinet anyway. And now I'm handing it over to my worthy friend. The label says Anka. No idea what it does, but I figured it might be useful. Thank you, Yuna. I think it'll add nicely to my collection. I thought so too. Anyway, let me fill you in on some hot Fizzoan gossip I picked up on my way back. I'm all ears. Apparently some exciting things are happening in Zenith at the moment. So you've also heard about the strange thief. What? No, actually, I was talking about the colorful cobblestones that started appearing everywhere. I definitely have to get my hands on a few of them. I bet they're magical. Who knows what I could do with them? This woman is from Agraf. I don't care what she says about the Astral Sea. This woman is from Agraf. Damn, anyway. I did see those colorful stones in the pavement. Red, pink, and orange, if I'm remembering correctly. They look cute. I figured they were the doing of a young carbuncle. You know, those little furry critters with a gemstone between... Did they just borrow that from Final Fantasy? Maybe one of them painted the streets cobblestones in its favorite colors. A carbuncle? They're pretty rare in Fisoa. I thought they preferred a warmer climate. Hogwash! It's clearly the work of an artistically gifted leprechaun! Leprechaun? Have you ever seen a leprechaun paint stones? Have you ever seen a carbuncle at this latitude? Maybe you're both right. Like a Leprobuncle. What a spineless answer. Agreed. Either way, I really gotta check it out. You could also investigate the thefts while you're there. Or help a poor kid plagued by nightmares. Not sure how cobblestones would help a kid, but I'll see if I can find an adventurer with a babysitting license to pass on your worries. Do you need a ride, then? I'd be happy to introduce you to a merchant who frequents the route. They still owe me a favor. That sounds great, thank you. Let's go, then. What's the rush? You could stay for another drink if you want. I'm hoping to catch my acquaintance before they depart to Zenith. Right, of course. Well then, see you soon, Jay. Till the next tidal wave. Whatever that means. Until next time, Tavern Keeper. Take care of yourself. And don't make me wait so long next time. Please. I won't, I promise. That's it. Hello? Hey! That little purple guy. That little purple lizardy thing on the shadow individual's shoulder. That's what used to eat my discards in the previous game. Astral hares don't know the Makawava. Yes, they do. And how would you know that? I've read a basic biology book. Wait, you can read? Hello and welcome to the Drowsy Dragon, travelers. Hello? Thank you for the kind greeting, Tavern Keeper. You may call me Jay. It's a real pleasure to meet you, Jay. So, Jay, do you have any paladin repellent on hand? Can't say I do. How about a truth serum? No, not that one either. Sorry. Truth serum? Are you accusing me of lying? I'm not accusing you. I know you're lying. Alright, alright. How about some drinks to settle your spirits? Drinks? You have my full and undivided attention. How much do they cost? Just your names. You drive a hard bargain. Those are very precious. In all fairness, Mr. Hides in Shadow is right. Particularly if they're Fae, which they could very well be under that hat. This one's called Tavern Keeper Tales Dreamwalker. The original Tavern Keeper is the game came out a while ago. I found through one of my pre-stream demo dives, and this one is the one that's coming up. I think it's only coming soon that it's got a release date on, but it's made a few changes from the original game, up to and including when we're out of demo, the Tavern Keeper is going to have a voice that's not me. Granted, it's going to be the voice of Ares, Dionysus, and Theseus as per the Hades games, but, you know, I'm pretty sure they're a better voice actor than I am. Anyway, I meant an introduction. I already like my name well enough. Ah, that I can do. I'm Rune. No, you're not. That's the name of the guard I talked to earlier. Common name. Sure. We can't all be called Quasar Duskbringer. No, we couldn't. That would be very inefficient. I'm gonna say it's a dramatic name. Quasar is kind of an awkward thing to be called across a crowded room. My family has a flair for the dramatic. Can I get my drink now? Of course, right away. Anything in particular you fancy? The hottest drink on your menu! Like, literally? What else? Okay, this is gonna be a thing. Okay. That's inspiring. Hope. Ah, hot tea. Slow strike is hot tea. Draw recipe. Okay. So we're looking for... Basically, the only thing that's going up is defense. Like, all the defense. Mostly, we want to be taking things away. Ah, I think I know how I'm going to do this. Except for the issue with the... Ah, I can just pour a couple of those. So, what do we have? We have... Okay. A slow strike. There we go. Yeah, same mechanics, but slightly more complicated. Alright, you. I have another freaking... report. Odds are tempering, viewership tempering. Next, I verify, submit report, go the hell away, block user, yes, thank you, fuck off. Right, hot and steamy as requested. Ah, you really went all in with that drink. I gave it my best. Andu appreciates your efforts too. Sorry, Andu? The pollywog on their shoulder. Pollywog, that's what they were called. He's not a pollywog, you uneducated mop. What is he then? A draconic familiar. And a gift from my buddy Levy. Levy? Leviathan! Haven't you read a basic theology book? I'm sorry, are you talking about the Leviathan? Yes! The great sea serpent, dragon of the primordial sea, coolest guy around, yada yada yada. You know what? I don't want to know, not at all, how you got your hands on a draconic familiar. That's alright with me. Some things are best kept secret. I don't trust this guy as far as I could throw the bar. Couldn't agree more, even if it's you that ends up missing out. For now, can I offer you a drink too, Quasar? No, thank you. I don't drink on the job. For dragon's sake! What's your job, if you're okay with me asking? I'm a paladin in the Aurelian Star Guards. I've dedicated my entire life to spreading Cassiopeia's light and wisdom in the name of the Order of Starlight. I save those who cannot save themselves, and deliver justice to places darkness threatens to conquer. So, like a cop. No, not like a cop. The dragons wish for us to live in harmony with one another, and for that we must find a balance between compassion and rooting out evil. So, a religious cop. I'd much prefer a different insult. The Order of Starlight. We don't often see people from the Order here in Mossbury. We don't have a big stronghold in Fisoa yet. And the Aurelian Star things. We're based in the Magocracy? That explains the stick up your ass. And where are you from? Your dreams. My nightmares, more like. What convinced you two to travel together? A mutual love for bickering? We're not traveling together. What is this, then? Surveillance. Jay, I'm sure it won't surprise you to hear this, but I ran into this criminal while they were running from the law. Quite literally, 6 guards were chasing them. 6! Yeah, and you helped me get away from them. What does that make you? Compassionate. You were outnumbered and it was unfair, so I felt a bit of empathy. You might want to look that word up. I'm good, thanks. Plus, it's innocent until proven guilty, right? Mm-hmm. That being said, they look very guilty. I've never stolen a single thing in my entire life. You tried to pickpocket me 3 times on the way here. What did the guards say or yell while you were running? I won't repeat the yelling, but I checked in with them later to hear their side. They told me a very precious artifact was stolen from the Museum of Historical Sea Serpentry. Aha. The local Leviathan Museum. Yes, the Eye of the Storm has gone missing. It's said to offer a glimpse at the dreams of the great sea serpent himself. Hence why it was being safeguarded in that abomination of a temple-museum combination. Never been to the museum myself, unfortunately. I guess I shouldn't have waited so long. Now I've missed out on seeing that dream. Orb. Hopefully it'll be back soon. Ideally, you haven't lost your chance just yet. The receptionist saw a cloaked fae with a giant staff and a purple familiar pocket it. Could be anyone. I see the issue here. But how about a compromise? Quasar, you give the eye back, but without handing in your new acquaintance. That way you'll both be happy. I would have already done that, but they don't have it on them anymore, and they refuse to be honest about it. Now I need to find out where they hid it. So you don't get in trouble for helping them flee? Bingo! And so I can return the artifact to its rightful owner. I can't exactly let a criminal run free either, but I need proof first. One should not condemn without having weighed the scales of justice carefully. Spoken like Cassiopeia herself. Yes. Not that I stole anything, but if I did, Leviathan would greatly appreciate it. And how would you know that? I asked him. Right. And what did he say? Nothing, but he didn't take away my powers, nor banish me into the crater of a volcano. So he clearly approves. Seems like you've both lost your marbles, then. Do you follow any of the dragons, Jay? I hope your familiar isn't a result of wizardry. Devoted to Gaia, the heart of the earth, why not? Sounds wonderful. I'm happy to hear you found your calling. Me too. She's been a great help with my recipes. And she sent me Captain Bee-Bug over here. I couldn't be more thankful for that. May I ask what all the trappings of astrology here are about, then? Cassiopeia and Leviathan are typically the dragons associated with the stars, so it's a bit off-brand, right? Not really. This is my tavern, not Gaia's, and I like astrology. Learned about it from the local sailors, and since they're my main customers, it just made sense, you know? That's actually quite sweet. Thank you. You know, the star signs were created by Cassiopeia and Leviathan in unison. They both work quite well together. They're twins, such as expected of family, traditionally. But they're naturally opposed. Chaos and law just don't go together. Hence the different planes and doctrine. But speaking of your gifts, Jay, I admit I'm curious about your drinks now. May I try one after all? Happily. What will it be for you? Let me think. After talking so passionately After talking so passionately about Leviathan and Cassiopeia, the Voyager's Dream sounds like a fitting brew. I actually got some new potions in today. If you'd like, I could try mixing up a fresh new version of the Voyager's Dream. Maybe with a shot of my new Sirius potion. Sounds exciting. Count me in. Okay. See, so what do we want? One. It's the charm, right? No, it's... So I got the dex, so I just need charm up by one. Ah, here we go. Swoop. And away we go. Mixed with a different brew, a Voyager's Dream for you. Incredible. It's almost like I can taste the astral and primordial seas in unison together. Brilliant. Your assortment of potions has quite the variety of flavor profiles. You must get around often. Not as much as I'd like, actually. How so? I'm tavern bound most of the time. No one to cover for you in case of absence? Something like that. How do you get your potions, then? Well, I usually make them myself. I come up with whatever I can, for recipes as well. Sometimes my friends bring me potions or recipes they stumble upon during their travels, too. Cool. Wait, let me see if I... Ah! I knew it! Here you go. That's not really necessary, but thank you. It was getting all crumpled in my bag anyway. Do I want to know where you stole that from? Stole? Not at all. Totally normal recipe I found under a rock. Sure. Say, Mage Boy, what were you doing at the museum anyway? Or in Fasoa, for that matter? Do not call me that. My bad? I'm here for missionary work, and for curiosity's sake, to be honest with you. They say Fazoa harbored many of the dragon's champions. Indulging in history a bit can't hurt, right? Though clearly Leviathan's allegedly chosen one leaves a bit to be desired. I was hoping to find some interesting exhibitions or lectures on local divine legends. You know, learn from the best. Or the worst, those sorts of things are usually so boring. Perhaps you just lack the attention span to enjoy them. Make sure I don't forget to tell you about the new museum they're building in the Sae Plains right now. New museum? Yeah, I overheard some of the guards gossiping about it earlier. Apparently there's a fresh dig site on the steppe, and they're trying to improvise an exhibition or something with the loot they found. Sounded very boring and dry, but maybe that would quench your thirst for dull knowledge. The Sae Plains, you say? They're not too far from here. Right? Maybe I should visit them myself. I heard they're designing the museum's architecture around the shapes of the artifacts they found. You shouldn't be anywhere near museums or artifacts. Will you go see it? Perhaps. I need to figure out this whole thing first. What whole thing? No. Yes, the whole stolen artifact thing. As well as the accidental aid in burglary thing. And your lying thing. May I recommend some rest first? I have somewhat comfortable beds. Actually, yes, please. I could offer you separate rooms or separate ones. Am I staying too? Yes, you're in investigative custody. Fine, I could use a nap and another drink later. I'll be ready. Have a restful night, Jay. And keep an eye on your silverware. I don't even like silver. That'd make a fun rumor. What does that even mean? Sometimes my patrons come in with really interesting gossip, and that's always worth noting down. You never know when you can turn a nice piece of gossip into a quest. But this time I was just kidding. I don't think your silver version will be helpful for any future adventures. Hold on. Turn rumors into quests? How do you do that? At the end of every day I sort through the rumors I've heard, and some days I have enough to turn into a quest for my patrons. It's quite fun. Mind showing me how that works, perchance? Yeah, see, the tutorials are optional. And once I've done with this tutorial, I'm probably going to end up calling it a night. We're getting close to the end there. And again, I am fried. Too much overtime. So, after overtime at work, I'm now doing a work sim. That's just irony. Irony on toast. This is my rumor to quest workstation. Name pending. What's this little fellow doing here? Oh, that's Slinky. They organized my journal and already have the day's rumors at hand. Or at tentacle, I guess. Better keep them away from Andu. He's very territorial when it comes to purple. So you already have several empty quest papers prepared? Exactly. That way I can easily group my rumors together. And I can plan out multiple quests at the same time. Rumors that I think might be related go on the same quest paper. If they're nothing alike, I place them on different ones. And what about the shell on the side? Sometimes I write down rumors that seem relevant at first, but eventually turn out to be useless. Why don't you just throw them away then? What if I change my mind or make a mistake? This way, no snippets get lost. Plus, Slinky and I like to keep things orderly. A little chaos never hurt anyone, right, Andu? What matters most is that once I have enough rumors to make a quest, I have to take my time and fully put it together. You know what? Let's make a sample quest. I'll write you some example snippets. Let's add the first one to a parchment. Now I need to find all the rumor snippets that fit thematically with the first one and then add them all together. Another quest making example this time is green, like this. And another one. Example quest. This is how a finished quest paper would look like. That should be what a finished quest paper would look like, or how a finished quest paper would look. Anyway, normally I'd add a proper description for the adventurers. For the sake of showing Rune, that's you, how to create a quest, this short description will suffice. And that's how you create a quest. Obviously, this is just a quick example. I write proper descriptions for the real deal. Let's retire this one. Sometimes I can even make multiple quests today. Hold on, are you taking notes? Maybe. I'm just interested in how quests are made, that's all. Well, now you know the process, but I'll keep the actual quest making to myself. No spoilers. After all, I'm the tavern keeper and you're the adventurer. Fine, I'll accept your judgment. Come on, Andu, let's go to bed. Have a restful night. Now let's build a real quest. Okay, this is an incentive for being plagued by a series of... Check in on your scared kids. Is that? That's actually related. The boogeyman stole my socks. In the small town of Zenith, a young boy is being terrorized by the sound of thousands of feet and loud snores below his bed. Could this monster be summoned by nightmares caused by a strange series of thefts plaguing his neighbors? And who decided to give the town a makeover by repainting its cobblestones in bright colors? A leprechaun, a carbuncle, or a very artistic button collector? Solve one mystery, get two for free. And I guess we'll leave that for there, and we're done. And it's actually just as well, because we are now at the end of the demo. Yeah, and they've made the mechanics a little more challenging. The characters are... I'm not sure if more funny, more joke characters, less... Because it's always boogeymen. Anyway. Yeah, the mechanics are a little more complex. Characters are likewise a little more complex. They're still jokey, but it's always in that way that stretches the meme D&D player, but that's speciesist. Goblins and gremlins are actually like proper species that like can be player characters. And so are kobolds. Boogeymen are not a playable race. They have to pin it on not a playable race. You see. I think that is the reason why it is a boogeyman stealing socks. Anyway, I'm trying. Very clearly, it really makes you think, because here we have my friend Smeagol picking apart why it had to be boogeymen. And me being me, and I believe it's usually the blue oni thing with me, where I will find the logical answer to the most nonsensical questions. So yeah, this is a good game for people who do play D&D, people who don't play D&D but are happy enough with that kind of humor to be D&D adjacent. And it happens. Apparently, my stepfather, who not only doesn't even know what D&D is, but hates fantasy, actually really enjoyed the Honor Among Thieves movie, which I was not expecting. But yeah, it's got the same not quite meme characters, that are deeper than the meme that they seem to be wanting to be. You've got your kleptomaniac rogue wizard thing, but the notes gave me a little bit of capital C character name clarity. It's difficult when it's tieflings using the actual, deed name thing. But yeah, it's different enough from the previous one to be a successor without being more of the same, but not so different that it turns you off, which is something that worried me a little bit when I saw that they were inching the mechanics in a direction, because I had that thing with the Cook Serve Delicious series where 1 through 3, 2 was a little bit of a strain, 3 had some quality of life improvements, but when I got the 4th one in the series, Cook Serve Forever, I got it when it was in early access and they had a certain mechanic, and then like a year later they completely overhauled the mechanics so that my fibromyalgia riddled ass could not play it anymore. And of course Steam wasn't accepting, look, they literally changed the mechanics from the ground up, so it's practically a different game when it came to being able to get my money back. So I worry when sequels are going a little too different, but this hits the sweet spot. It's a little different, it's a little more complicated, or more challenging is probably the better word, and the humor's in the same lane, but not quite so samey. So yeah, that one's definitely going on the wish list, and I still don't know how I feel about the Tavern Keeper being voice acted, even if I like the voice actor, because I like it being my voice. I don't usually like my voice, but for the Tavern Keeper, if I'm giving them a name and everything, it seems right, Anyway, like I was saying earlier when I was explaining for Ethan, all we've got for a release date on this one is coming soon. So if you think it might be fun, you want to get a feel for the mechanics yourself to see how much or how little of your jam they are, I always recommend trying before you buy. It's good to remind people that demos are a good way to boost their sales. For those who want a written and digression-free, or at least less interrupted and stumbly review, the write-up will be up on my Ko-fi page shortly. Never a paywall, I do it for the love of the games. Just send other viewers my way if you like what I do. Also, the VOD will go up on YouTube, because, Twitch will get rid of it eventually. And if you want to go over there to see this, and all the other stuff I have done, because I have done some pretty epic flail in my time. I think Eternites, the one that I did Wednesday, was pretty hilarious flail, even if it wasn't so much fun while I was doing it. This weekend is all D&D weekend, so we will not be having the game in full on Sunday. Don't know what I'm going to do for the next week because it is, in point of fact, my birthday week. I am well, I'd say becoming an old, but I don't really care that much. But the age is pushing in the 50s, in the 50 direction, like really, really close now, which surprisingly I'm looking forward to, not because I necessarily care about being 50 one way or the other, but because my mother has virtually promised me the Millennium Falcon Lego set, the really, really big one, for my big milestone birthday, so yay! But no, we're not anywhere near that. No, actually, we're a year near that, let's put it that way. So, what I'm getting is a cult classic movie that my mother will not give me a title for yet because it should be a surprise, a haircut, and sushi delivered to my home by my loving mother. But Monday, I'll be going for something more in the adorable line, but not quite so easy on the me because I hopefully won't need it. Just so long as my various players are moderately kind to me on Sunday. I suppose it works both ways, but I'm the DM. It's my job to cause them. Rah! Anyway, what I'll be playing is called Adorable Adventures, which is kind of a stray but in nature vibe. You've got this baby boar trying to find his family after a forest fire or something. Hopefully, it's got fewer vertigo-inducing bits of movement than Stray had, because the jumping and the various things from such a low angle was painful for me with Stray. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it because, hey, bumbling around the forest is a adorable little baby boar. So, I'm looking forward to trying it and to showing it off. So I hope to see you there. Until then, or until next, have a good one.